Hello everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning here on OPEX Friday. It's December 16th, 2022. I'm just here to do a little update on the S&P 500. Before I get into all of this, as you know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and this is always just my opinion on the market. I'm going to keep this short and sweet today. So yesterday, I'm going to move into the chart here in just a moment, but yesterday, when the S&P 500 was around roughly 3965, we were talking about two potential routes. And those two routes were either we're going to move up and out of here, in which case I said we really got to break this level here at about 4150, 4140. Or we're going to move down, and we're likely going to break down and probably going to do a retest. I haven't changed this at all, really. So, move down, do a retest, which actually we haven't done that retest yet. And then potentially move lower. Couple things that I want to point out here, and this is on the hourly, right? So on the hourly, we do have a lower low here where we do have a higher low on the indicator. So let me just kind of get into this just a little bit more. I'm going to talk about the Excel screenshot that I've got on there, but you can see like the hourly really hasn't officially crossed yet. So there's really no confirmation of bullish divergence, but it looks like that's what we're getting. So what that then means is this move that we've gone down in, it could be finished. And I mean, I think it's reasonable to assume that we could be done with this move down for right now. So again, we've got some buy signals here. So likely the S&P 500 is going to do that bounce. Probably it's going to go up to about 3,900. Now we're at 3,866 right now. And SPX 500 USD is pretty close to the actual index. So going up to about 3,900, 3,920, that would make a little bit of sense. And that would get the futures ESH 2023, that would get it up to almost 3,950, the area that I'm looking for. So let me go ahead and move this down and kind of pull this back in. I want to talk about this because this is part of what we call the Love Shack, and it's just a name that we gave it. It's really just analyzing options volume, and we keep an eye on this, or at least I do, pretty regularly. And I know there are several people on the Discord that like to see this information at least on a weekly basis, because what I've got on my Excel sheet is I have it pulling in options activity for basically all of the OPEX for 2023. Because I feel like it's important to understand where the long-term money is going. So looking at this, the highest open interest call and the highest open interest put, they were at 4,000, right? And obviously we're going to close these options, right? They're going to expire at 9:30 in the morning. So if we do see a little bit of a move up, the puts are actually, they're going to be the ones that are in the money. Now, looking at yesterday, okay, yesterday, the most active call was the 4,000 strike, and the most active put was the 3,900 strike. Now, this is what's really interesting. There were 310,000 contracts traded yesterday on the 3,900 put, and there were 162,000 contracts on the 4,000 call that were traded, right? This is just volume. It doesn't really take into account open interest at all. This is just the volume. So the volume was on the 3,900 put, and right now that is in the money, right? It's actually in the money pretty significantly. And the highest dollar amount in calls is on the 1,000 strike, and the highest dollar amount on puts is the 4,000 strike. So obviously we're right in the middle of that. But what I like to look at here is, the highest open interest call and put was at 4,000, right? And, when we were up here at like 4,100, I was looking at how much money was in calls versus how much money was in puts. I wasn't focusing on open interest. I'm focusing on how much money, how much value is there. And when we got up here, just for example, when we were up here, the calls were worth about $800 million. And we're only talking about SPX, and we're only talking about the AM expiration. I'm not talking about the PM expiration. They were worth almost $800 million. That's almost $1 billion just in that. And of course, it has eroded quite a bit, right? And obviously, we're not going to go anywhere near 1,000. And, we weren't going to go too far below 4,000, even though we're 130 points lower. So this is what I'm looking at here. Max pain, by my calculation, was at about 38.95. Now, we're at 38.64 right now. We certainly can move up just a little bit, before 9:30 in the morning when these expire. And the old school max pain, which is what people historically use to measure max pain, was at 3,900. So we're pretty much right on, right? We're pretty much right on. This last price, this is where SPX closed yesterday. So, taking that into account, just looking at that, I think we are right where we need to be. And then, we will make a determination of where we're going to go next. But for right now, let's go to ESH 2023. And we were talking about this, if we go down below and if we break down, which we did, we talked about this yesterday in the afternoon video update. So, we came down here, we broke down below. And again, I was expecting there to be a move up here, and it's possible that may still happen. Actually, it's likely that it will happen, right? Taking a move up here before a move lower. Now, don't go short here, right? We found support at a decent area, which we should be seeing support. That's at this level right here. So if I zoom out a little bit, where is this level coming from? Well, let me move to a 4-hour and just see where this coincides with. So the level that we found support at happens to be at the same level. We had lots of resistance here, right? And we have a little bit of, support and resistance right here as well, taking a look at candle body closures. So this level is going to be pretty important. The next level down here, I think, is even more important. That's going to be at about 38.25 to 38.40. What we've got over here is a lot different than what we have up here at this 38.75 level. We've got lots of support and resistance in this area. So we've got lots of resistance there and there. We've got some resistance here where we fell through and we retested it. That was resistance. Then we have a little bit of support right here. You guys get the idea. This is where support and resistance comes from. And now here we are in a mode where it's very possible that we do see a bounce, right? We do hit that 39.50 area that I'm looking for. And then we do continue down just a little bit lower. Now, I'm not expecting death by the end of the year, contrary to what a lot of people out there are thinking right now. Nor do I think that we're going to have an explosion into the end of the year. But what I will say is if we're going to bounce, and again, I'm on the 4-hour. I mean, take a look at this 4-hour right here. Right now, this looks, it looks pretty good, right? So we've got this, which is more than likely going to move on up, right? So that's going to take us up there into next Tuesday, right? And just to compare prior moves, the slope is pretty consistent there. It's pretty consistent there. You guys get the idea where the slope is going to look very similar to this. And then once we get up here, assuming the price kind of goes right along with it, right, we're going to be looking at something like this, getting us up there, and then we can see that move down here. So this is now going to be where I think that the market is going to go. It's going to look probably something like this. Now, obviously, where is your level of invalidation, right? We talked about this trade yesterday where we're talking about 1.32% stop loss, which is about 52 points. I mean, if you're trading futures, 52 points is a lot, right? 52 points is a significant amount. There are other ways to trade the markets long-term bearish without, using futures, without using options. So, you'll have to do that research on your own. But, the overall downside target, for this, this right-angled broadening wedge breakdown, the target's going to be down here at 3,700. And if we get to 3,700, the SPX, the actual index, is going to be somewhere around 3685 or so. So there's potential that this could happen. But again, where is it that you're wrong? And in my opinion, it's going to be a breach of this level, which is going to be right about here. So be careful when we get up to this level here, which is going to be at about 39.90. So if we get up to 39.90, you know, watch out, because it could be that we are going to actually move up and continue higher, right? And this would have been the end of a corrective move. So far, the move that we've got here, and this is going to be the last thing that I say, the move that we've got here, right? We have a big move down, right? It just, you know, we had this massive move up. It was completely sold into. Then we have a little bit of a correction, right? So over the last couple of days, I haven't been paying attention to Elliott wave theory. I'm going to go ahead and throw on my Elliott wave theory goggles here for a moment. I'm going to go down to a 30-minute here. All right. And then from there, we have a little bit of a correction. We talk about corrections, right? You need to be able to identify what a correction looks like. We have compression right here as well. All right. So from there, you know, we could count this as a little bit of a wedge, A, B, C, D, E, okay? And then move down for wave 5, right? So from there, take this guy, and we've got a steep 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to put this on a different degree, and we're going to throw this guy on a different degree as well. Because what I want to actually do is I want to get some subdivision on this move right here, because I think you can also count 5 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could be seeing an impulsive move down. You know, we talk about corrective targets. We talk about the 618, the 100, the 1236. Let me see if I can get some of these off of here just to clean up the chart a little bit. I'm going to actually remove this P&L because I think we know what we're looking for. But looking at this, I mean, this does look pretty impulsive to me at the moment, right? I don't believe that we are done with a move down here if this is a wave 3, because what we'd be looking for is a larger 1, 2, and then we'd be looking for this 3, 4, and then we go down for the 5. That's what I would be looking for to see. And right now, I don't see a completion of this wave 3. So, you know, we're going to have to wait and see how the next few days work themselves out. But watch out, because next week we could be seeing, you know, a little bit of a rebound, and then watch to see the reaction on that rebound, because we could be setting ourselves up for that bigger move down into potentially New Year's, maybe Christmas. We'll have to wait and see. And by the way, Christmas is falling on a Sunday this year. So if we have anything like 2018, and I'm not saying that we will, but if we do, it's going to happen 1 week from today, right? So the 23rd is next Friday. Obviously, no trading on the 24th and the 25th, because that's a Saturday and a Sunday. So if we are going to see any big moves down into Christmas or even New Year's, it's going to start next week. Okay, guys, this is what I've got for you right now. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share. If you need access to our Discord, you can find all of that information on BitDoctor.org. There's also a link to our Discord in the video description if you'd fancy that. And last but not least, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.